What's the weather like today? What's the weather like today? Asking about the current weather conditions. What's the weather like today? What's the weather like today? Can you recommend a good restaurant around here? Can you recommend a good restaurant around here? Asking for a recommendation. Can you recommend a good restaurant around here? Can you recommend a good restaurant around here? I'm running late. I'm running late. Explaining that you will be arriving late. I'm running late. I'm running late. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? Asking about someone's weekend. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? What are your plans for the weekend? What are your plans for the weekend? Asking about someone's upcoming plans. What are your plans for the weekend? What are your plans for the weekend? Let's grab a coffee sometime. Let's grab a coffee sometime. Suggesting getting together for coffee. Let's grab a coffee sometime. Let's grab a coffee sometime. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Asking for someone's opinion. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. Expressing disagreement. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Acknowledging someone's point of view. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I'm sorry, I can't make it. I'm sorry, I can't make it. Declining an invitation. I'm sorry, I can't make it. I'm sorry, I can't make it. That's a good point. That's a good point. Agreeing with someone's statement. That's a good point. That's a good point. I have to take care of some errands. I have to take care of some errands. Explaining that you need to run some errands. I have to take care of some errands. I have to take care of some errands. I'm feeling under the weather. I'm feeling under the weather. Explaining that you're feeling sick. I'm feeling under the weather. I'm feeling under the weather. Do you need any help? Do you need any help? Offering to assist someone. Do you need any help? Do you need any help? I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Saying you will consider something. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Apologizing for any trouble caused. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. That's not my cup of tea. That's not my cup of tea. Saying you're not interested in something. That's not my cup of tea. That's not my cup of tea. Let's touch base later. Let's touch base later. Suggesting checking in at a later time. Let's touch base later. Let's touch base later. I'm swamped with work. I'm swamped with work. Saying you have a lot of work to do. I'm swamped with work. I'm swamped with work. What's your favorite book movie song? What's your favorite book movie song? Asking someone's favorite something. What's your favorite book movie song? What's your favorite book movie song? How do you pronounce your name? How do you pronounce your name? Asking someone how to correctly say their name. How do you pronounce your name? How do you pronounce your name? I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad to see you. Expressing happiness to see someone. I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad to see you. It's nice to catch up. It's nice to catch up. Expressing enjoyment in catching up with someone. It's nice to catch up. It's nice to catch up. Let's agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree. Acknowledging that two people have differing opinions. Let's agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Expressing enthusiasm for an idea. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to suggestions. Saying you're receptive to suggestions. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to suggestions. I can't believe it's already March. I can't believe it's already March. Expressing surprise about how fast time has passed. I can't believe it's already March. I can't believe it's already March. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? Asking about someone's job. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? I'm not sure I understand. Can you explain it to me? I'm not sure I understand. Can you explain it to me? Asking for clarification. I'm not sure I understand. Can you explain it to me? I'm not sure I understand. Can you explain it to me? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. Apologizing for a misunderstanding. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. You have a good point, but. You have a good point, but. Agreeing with part of someone's statement, but adding your own perspective. You have a good point, but. You have a good point, but. It's been a while since we've talked. It's been a while since we've talked. Acknowledging that it's been a long time since speaking with someone. It's been a while since we've talked. It's been a while since we've talked. That's so cool. That's so cool. Expressing admiration or excitement. That's so cool. That's so cool. Let's agree on a time and place. Let's agree on a time and place. Suggesting setting a specific time and location. Let's agree on a time and place. Let's agree on a time and place. I have mixed feelings about it. I have mixed feelings about it. Saying you have conflicting emotions or thoughts. I have mixed feelings about it. I have mixed feelings about it. That's not fair. That's not fair. Expressing that something is unjust. That's not fair. That's not fair. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. Expressing excitement for an upcoming event. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. How do you like your coffee? How do you like your coffee? Asking someone how they prefer their coffee. How do you like your coffee? How do you like your coffee? That's a good question. That's a good question. Acknowledging that someone has asked a thoughtful question. That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm not in the mood for that right now. I'm not in the mood for that right now. Saying you don't feel like doing something. I'm not in the mood for that right now. I'm not in the mood for that right now. Let's touch base next week. Let's touch base next week. Suggesting checking in at a specific time in the future. Let's touch base next week. Let's touch base next week. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Apologizing for not understanding a situation. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. That's a great point. That's a great point. Agreeing with someone's statement. That's a great point. That's a great point. I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Politely declining an offer. I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I'm sorry, I'm not interested. How do you feel about going to the movies tonight? How do you feel about going to the movies tonight? Asking someone's opinion about a plan. How do you feel about going to the movies tonight? How do you feel about going to the movies tonight? That's a tough situation. That's a tough situation. Acknowledging a difficult circumstance. That's a tough situation. That's a tough situation. I'll have to think about it and get back to you. I'll have to think about it and get back to you. Saying you need time to consider something. I'll have to think about it and get back to you. I'll have to think about it and get back to you. What do you like to do in your free time? What do you like to do in your free time? Asking about someone's hobbies. What do you like to do in your free time? What do you like to do in your free time? I'm not sure what to do next. I'm not sure what to do next. Expressing uncertainty about a decision. I'm not sure what to do next. I'm not sure what to do next. I'm sorry, I can't make it tonight. I'm sorry, I can't make it tonight. Declining an invitation. I'm sorry, I can't make it tonight. I'm sorry, I can't make it tonight. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food? Asking about someone's favorite type of food. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food? Let's plan a trip together. Let's plan a trip together. Suggesting taking a trip with someone. Let's plan a trip together. Let's plan a trip together. I'm excited to try this new restaurant. I'm excited to try this new restaurant. Expressing excitement for trying something new. I'm excited to try this new restaurant. I'm excited to try this new restaurant. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that. Saying that you feel uneasy about something. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that. What's your opinion on the matter? What's your opinion on the matter? Asking for someone's perspective. What's your opinion on the matter? What's your opinion on the matter? I appreciate your help. I appreciate your help. Expressing gratitude for someone's assistance. I appreciate your help. I appreciate your help. That's not how I remember it. That's not how I remember it. Saying that you have a different recollection of a situation. That's not how I remember it. That's not how I remember it. I'll have to take a rain check. I'll have to take a rain check. Saying you can't do something now, but would like to in the future. I'll have to take a rain check. I'll have to take a rain check. How long have you lived here? How long have you lived here? Asking about how long someone has been living in a place. How long have you lived here? How long have you lived here? I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. Saying you feel stressed or anxious. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Apologizing for inadvertently causing offense. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I don't really care either way. I don't really care either way. Expressing neutrality about a decision. I don't really care either way. I don't really care either way. That's a great suggestion. That's a great suggestion. Agreeing with someone's idea. That's a great suggestion. That's a great suggestion. What's your favorite place you've traveled to? What's your favorite place you've traveled to? Asking about someone's favorite travel destination. What's your favorite place you've traveled to? What's your favorite place you've traveled to? I'm not sure I'm the best person for the job. I'm not sure I'm the best person for the job. Saying that you may not be the most qualified for a task. I'm not sure I'm the best person for the job. I'm not sure I'm the best person for the job. It's good to see you again after so long. It's good to see you again after so long. Expressing happiness to see someone after a long time. It's good to see you again after so long. It's good to see you again after so long. I'm not sure I understand the reasoning behind that decision. I'm not sure I understand the reasoning behind that decision. Asking for an explanation of a decision. I'm not sure I understand the reasoning behind that decision. I'm not sure I understand the reasoning behind that decision. I'm sorry, I have to cancel. I'm sorry, I have to cancel. Canceling a plan. I'm sorry, I have to cancel. I'm sorry, I have to cancel. That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. Expressing enthusiasm for an activity. That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. I'll let you know when I have a decision. I'll let you know when I have a decision. Saying you will communicate when you have made a choice. I'll let you know when I have a decision. I'll let you know when I have a decision. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. Expressing disagreement with a suggestion. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. Let's make a reservation for dinner tonight. Let's make a reservation for dinner tonight. Suggesting making a reservation. Let's make a reservation for dinner tonight. Let's make a reservation for dinner tonight. What are your thoughts on the matter? What are your thoughts on the matter? Asking for someone's opinion. What are your thoughts on the matter? What are your thoughts on the matter? I'm not feeling well today. I'm not feeling well today. Explaining that you're not feeling well. I'm not feeling well today. I'm not feeling well today. I'm sorry, I'm not available at that time. I'm sorry, I'm not available at that time. Declining a plan. I'm sorry, I'm not available at that time. I'm sorry, I'm not available at that time. I don't think we should do that. I don't think we should do that. Expressing disagreement with a plan. I don't think we should do that. I don't think we should do that. Let's grab a drink. After work. Let's grab a drink. After work. Suggesting going out for a drink after work. Let's grab a drink. After work. Let's grab a drink. After work. What's your favorite book? What's your favorite book? Asking about someone's favorite book. What's your favorite book? What's your favorite book? I'm really looking forward to the weekend. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. Expressing excitement for the upcoming weekend. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. I'm sorry, I don't have time for that right now. I'm sorry, I don't have time for that right now. Declining a request for help or assistance. I'm sorry, I don't have time for that right now. I'm sorry, I don't have time for that right now. That's a good question. That's a good question. Acknowledging a thoughtful or insightful question. That's a good question. That's a good question. Let's schedule a meeting to discuss this further. Let's schedule a meeting to discuss this further. Suggesting scheduling a meeting. Let's schedule a meeting to discuss this further. Let's schedule a meeting to discuss this further. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? Asking for someone's opinion. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? I'm sorry, I can't make it to the party. I'm sorry, I can't make it to the party. Declining an invitation to a party. I'm sorry, I can't make it to the party. I'm sorry, I can't make it to the party. Let's plan a day trip this weekend. Let's plan a day trip this weekend. Suggesting taking a day trip. Let's plan a day trip this weekend. Let's plan a day trip this weekend. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie? Asking about someone's favorite movie. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Asking someone to repeat something they said. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Let's work together to come up with a solution. Let's work together to come up with a solution. Suggesting collaboration to solve a problem. Let's work together to come up with a solution. Let's work together to come up with a solution. I'm not sure what to do next. Can you help me? I'm not sure what to do next. Can you help me? Suggesting collaboration to solve a problem. I'm not sure what to do next. Can you help me? I'm not sure what to do next. Can you help me? That's a great idea. Let's do it. That's a great idea. Let's do it. Agreeing with a suggestion. That's a great idea. Let's do it. That's a great idea. Let's do it. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? Asking about someone's weekend. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable with that. Declining a request that makes you feel uneasy. I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable with that. Let's meet up for coffee sometime. Let's meet up for coffee sometime. Suggesting meeting up for coffee. Let's meet up for coffee sometime. Let's meet up for coffee sometime. I don't think we've met before. My name is. I don't think we've met before. My name is. Introducing yourself to someone. I don't think we've met before. My name is. I don't think we've met before. My name is. I'm sorry, I don't have the answer to that. I'm sorry, I don't have the answer to that. admitting you don't know the answer to a question. I'm sorry, I don't have the answer to that. I'm sorry, I don't have the answer to that. Let's go out for lunch today. Let's go out for lunch today, suggesting going out for lunch. Let's go out for lunch today. Let's go out for lunch today. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Acknowledging a thoughtful or insightful point. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. I'm sorry, I'm running a bit late. I'm sorry, I'm running a bit late. Explaining that you're running late. I'm sorry, I'm running a bit late. I'm sorry, I'm running a bit late. Let's plan a weekend getaway. Let's plan a weekend getaway. Suggesting planning a trip for the weekend. Let's plan a weekend getaway. Let's plan a weekend getaway. What's your favorite hobby? What's your favorite hobby? What's your favorite hobby? What's your favorite hobby? Asking about someone's favorite hobby.